Hello friends, this is teacher JB. Today we are going to study English with the story Lost Dog. Lost Dog. First let us practice some vocabulary. The first one, approach. Approach. Approach spells A-P-P-R-O-A-C-H. Approach. Next one, belong. Belong. Belong spells B-E-L-O-N-G, belong. Next one, color. Color. Color spells C-O-L-L-A-R, color. Next one, doggy. Doggy. Doggy spells D-O-G-G-Y, doggy. Next one, jar. Jar spells J-A-R, jar. Next one, pet. Pet spells P-A-T, pet. Next one, poster. Poster spells P-O-S-T-E-R, poster. Next one, sidewalk. Sidewalk. Sidewalk spells S-I-D-E-W-A-L-K, sidewalk. Next one, tail. Tail spells T-A-I-L, tail. Next one, upstairs. Upstairs. Upstairs spells U-P-S-T-A-I-R-S, upstairs. Next one, wag. Wag spells W-A-G, wag. The last one, well-groomed. Well-groomed. Well-groomed spells W-E-L-L-G-R-O-O-M-E-D, well-groomed. Now let us read a story. Lost Dog. He saw a dog on the sidewalk. The dog looked lost. Here looked. This ed sounds like T because K is voiceless. The dog looked lost. He approached the dog. Approached, and this ed sounds T because CH is voiceless. He approached the dog. He pat his head. Nice doggy, he said to the dog. The dog wagged its tail. Wagged. This ed sounds like D because G is voiced. The dog wagged his tail. The dog had a collar. He looked at the collar, so look again. This ed sounds like T because K is voiceless. He looked at the collar. It read the dog's name. So this one is past tense. You read it read. It read the dog's name. His name was Spike. Spike was a small dog. He looked well groomed. So looked. Ed sounds like T, and because K is voiceless. And then well groomed. This sounds D because M is voiced. He looked well groomed. Come on, Spike, he said to the dog. The dog followed him home. So followed, and this ed sounds like D because W or follow U, it's a vowel sound. Vowel sound is always voiced. The dog followed him home. He brought the dog upstairs to his room. He opened a jar of dog food. Opened. And ed sounds like D because N is voiced. He opened a jar of dog food. He used to have a dog. So used. So this sounds like D because Z is voiced. He poured the dog food into a bowl. Poured. Poured because R is voiced. He poured the dog food into a bowl. He placed, and this sounds like T because it sounds S and S is voiceless. He placed it in front of Spike. Spike started eating. So this ED sounds like ID because T is a T sound. Spike started eating. I'll take care of you, Spike, he said to the dog. He knew the dog did not belong to him. He printed posters of Spike. So printed, this ED sounds like eat because it's a T sound. He printed posters of Spike. The poster said, "Found dog." He went around hanging the poster. Nobody came to find Spike. So let us read the page just one more time without stopping. He brought the dog upstairs to his room. He opened the jar of dog food. He used to have a dog. He poured the dog food into a bowl. He placed it in front of Spike. Spike started eating. "I will take care of you, Spike," he said to the dog. He knew the dog did not belong to him. He printed posters of Spike. The poster said, "Found dog." He went around hanging the poster. Nobody came to find Spike. Now there are 5 scrambled sentences. Let us unscramble them. And as we unscramble each one of them, we can practice pronunciation. The first one, we see that he is the subject. He saw, and usually after saw or see, you need an object. So he saw a dog where? On the sidewalk. He saw a dog on the sidewalk. And then he is the subject. Saw is the verb. A dog is an object. Next one. So wagged is the verb. And the wagged needs an object which is his tail. Okay. And then the subject will be the dog. The dog wagged his tail. Again, the dog is the subject. Wagged is the verb. And his tail is going to be the object. Next one, the dog him home followed. Okay, followed is the verb, and we don't know which one is the subject, and then him cannot be the subject. So the dog is the subject, the dog followed, and then him is the object, home is the adverb. So the dog followed him home. The dog, subject, followed, verb, and him, object, home is adverb. The next one, okay, he is the subject, he brought the verb, and then you need an object. He brought the dog. He brought the dog where? Upstairs to his room. He brought the dog upstairs to his room. And then he is the subject, brought, verb, the dog is the object. And this part is just an adverbial phrase. And then the last one, okay, he is the subject, and then poured is the verb, and you need an object after poured. So he poured what? Dog food. He poured dog food, and then it's gonna be the dog food where? Into a bowl. Into a bowl. He poured the dog food into a bowl. So he is the subject, poured, verb, and the dog food, that's the object. Into a bowl is adverbial phrase. He saw a dog on the sidewalk. The dog wagged his tail. The dog followed him home. He brought the dog upstairs to his room. He poured the dog food into a bowl. Okay, let us practice some vocabulary here. He saw a dog. He saw a dog. So read, just say saw, S-A-W. You say saw, long R sound. He saw a dog on the sidewalk, no problem. The dog wagged his tail. So let us practice this one. Wag, and then that's the verb, and ed with the G, and it sounds like wagged, wagged his tail, and then when you put this together, it's going to be wagged, 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 and then put this here, H is silent, wagged this. So read this, wagged his tail. The dog wagged his tail, wagged his tail. The dog followed him home, so followed him. So it's going to be followed him, and then H is silent, say followed him. The dog followed him home. The dog followed him home, and he brought the dog upstairs to his room, no problem. He poured the dog food into a bowl. Okay, no problem. So let us concentrate on these two. Wag this tail. Wag this. Wag this tail. The dog wagged his tail. Followed him home. The dog followed him home. He saw a dog on the sidewalk. The dog wagged his tail. The dog followed him home. He brought the dog upstairs to his room. He poured the dog food into a bowl. Okay, friends, this is the conclusion of today's study. I will come back to you with another story as soon as possible. Until then, keep studying English and have a great day. Bye.